A critical ETL job scheduled at 02:10 simply vanished after the spring DST change. No error, no alert, just missing reports the next morning. What broke? AutoSys uses system time, and 02:10 never existed. Let's break down AutoSys versus Cron vs Control-M, how it works, and the exact mistake behind that failure. Job schedulers automate the execution of scripts and programs on a time-based or event-driven basis. Cron is the simplest, a Unix daemon that runs jobs at fixed times. AutoSys and Control-M are enterprise-grade platforms that add dependency management, retries, and centralized monitoring. Cron is perfect for lightweight, single-server tasks like log rotation or nightly backups, but it lacks dependency management, retry logic, and centralized monitoring. It simply fires and forgets. Here's a typical cron job that runs a report script at 2 a.m. daily. Note there's no dependency on other jobs. It runs regardless. AutoSys uses JIL, Job Information Language, to define jobs. You can specify dependencies, retries, and alerting, all in a text file. This AutoSys job definition runs the same report, but only after a data extraction job succeeds. It also alerts on failure and retries twice. AutoSys and Control-M are remarkably similar. Both handle multi-platform scheduling, dependencies, and monitoring. The main differences are in syntax and UI. Control-M has a more modern web console and stronger SAP integration. This is the same issue we highlighted at the start. Here's exactly why that happened. The job was defined with start times 02:10. On DST Spring Forward Day, the system clock jumps from 02:00 to 03:00. The scheduler checks if 02:10 has arrived, but it never does, so the job never triggers. No error, no alert. The root cause is scheduling jobs in local time during DST Spring Forward. The 02:10 time never exists, so the scheduler silently skips the job without any alert. The fix is to schedule jobs in UTC and convert to local time only for display. Also, enable alarm if fail on every production job so silent failures become noisy. Finally, add a dummy job after DST to verify the schedule is active. A common mistake is assuming enterprise schedulers automatically handle DST transitions. If you schedule a job at 02:10 during Spring Forward, that time doesn't exist. The clock jumps from 02:00 to 03:00. The job is silently skipped. Many teams skip alarm if fail on jobs they consider low risk. But when that job fails, like during DST, it causes a cascade of downstream failures that go unnoticed until morning. AutoSys does not automatically adjust for DST gaps. Jobs scheduled during the missing hour, e.g. 02:10, are silently skipped. To avoid this, use start times in UTC or configure a DST-safe calendar. Always set alarm if fail, one on production jobs to detect such skips. Schedule jobs in UTC to avoid DST gaps. Convert to local time only for display. This JIL snippet runs a job at 02:10 UTC, which is immune to DST shifts. When multiple jobs share a resource, e.g., a staging directory, use AutoSys resource-based scheduling to prevent race conditions. Define a resource with max count, 1, and reference it in each job's JIL definition via the resource attribute. To debug a missing job, use autorep to check the job definition and status. Look at start times and conditions. Then, check the agent log with AutoSyslog to see if the job was even triggered. Let's run through some common interview questions. What are main differences between AutoSys and Cron? Cron has no dependencies, no alerting. AutoSys has both. When would you choose Cron over AutoSys? Single server, no dependencies, dev environment. How does AutoSys compare to Control-M? Similar core. AutoSys uses JIL, Control-M has modern UI. And a few frequently asked questions. What is the difference between Cron and AutoSys? Cron is simple, stateless. AutoSys adds dependencies, alerting, multi-server. Is AutoSys better than Control-M? Neither is definitively better. Choice depends on vendor ecosystem. Can AutoSys replace Cron? Yes, AutoSys can manage any cron job and more. To recap, use Cron for simple tasks, enterprise schedulers for complex workflows. Always schedule in UTC and enable alerting to avoid silent failures like the DST skip. Ready to go deeper? Up next, JIL introduction and syntax, then JIL job types, CMD, box and file watcher, then JIL attributes complete reference. Find them all at TheCodeForge.io. Thanks for watching. The full article and code examples are covered in detail at TheCodeForge.io.